solemnly swear that I am up to no good. What are 31 colleges of Cambridge? Isn't it just Cambridge University? Well, these are 31 different castles where students live but don't study. Imagine these are the houses of Harry Potter, but instead of 4, we have 31. I asked students from all 31 colleges to show us around their castles. We will visit the library, the formal hall, the student rooms, and all of the other hidden places. Hi my dear friends from all over the world! So today we're here at Churchill College in terms of our 31 Colleges of Cambridge tour, and Kirill has kindly agreed to show us around his college. Thank you very much. And
you're welcome.
Please tell us some facts about the college, and maybe the most obvious question is, what's the connection between Churchill College and Winston Churchill?
So the establishment of Churchill College was inspired by Winston Churchill's visit to MIT. He was very inspired by that institution and decided that the UK should also have a similar institution. And the long story short is that they decided that the University of Cambridge will establish a new college whose focus will mainly be within the STEM subjects. So that's mathematics, technology, engineering, and science. So this college has a lot of science students, engineering and maths, as you'd expect, but also a lot of medics and, honestly, a fair few of humanities as well.
And how would you describe your college in 3 words?
Relaxed, brutalist, as far as the architecture goes, and yeah, I think that I'd say those are the main 2. It's yeah, it's very relaxed. The architecture's obviously, not for the faint of heart. But yeah, I think relaxed is the main word I'd use to describe the college.
What are the interesting facts about this hall?
So this is the Churchill College dining hall, and it is the biggest dining hall amongst all of the colleges. Formals at Churchill College happen fairly frequently, like a couple times a week. And obviously, because it's such a huge dining hall, there's generally no problem with not having enough seats. So basically, if there's a formal at Churchill and you want to attend it, chances are there's going to be a space for you.
Are the gowns required?
No, so Churchill College is a very informal college. The only place where you might require a gown are the matriculation dinner and Scholars Feast. And
do you have the high table here?
So yeah, because formals happen fairly often, sometimes there's just like not enough fellows sign up for them to form a high table, but sometimes there is, and in the case where there is a high table, normally someone at it will stand up and give the opening speech to a formal.
What about the food? Is it good here?
The food is reasonable, yeah. The food is decent, and compared to many of the colleges, attending formal is a lot cheaper.
So we have the library behind us, and this is the Churchill Archive Center. Could you please tell us about it?
Yeah, so the Churchill Archive Center, it's basically a collection of all the documents relating to Winston Churchill, which are now held in a separate room, adjacent to the library. And despite the fact that this is a STEM-oriented college, I know a handful of humanities students who apply directly to Churchill simply to have access to this archive, so they can directly have access to various documents that they might be interested in. And it's not only documents relating to Winston Churchill, but a handful of other notable figures as well.
Did you apply to have the access?
I am unfortunately an engineering student, so that is not my primary area of interest. This is the college buttery. A lot of people come here during the day to do work, and during the evening you can go to the bar and grab yourself a drink. So this is a nice place to both study and to relax. And also there's a dedicated JCR room and an MCR room with a bar, where if you're affiliated with those groups of people, you can go and relax.
What are MCRs and JCRs?
So JCR is the Junior Common Room, which is basically a space to socialize for undergraduates. And the MCA is the Master's Common Room, which is a place for, well, the postgraduates to socialize. So Churchill College has a lot of these copper tables, which when they're nice and polished, they look really cool. But as you can see, oftentimes, like, you know, because people put drinks on there and like they touch them with their hands, the copper gets oxidized pretty easily. You know, if you've wronged the college may impose a punishment on you where you have to clean these tables.
So where are we now?
So behind us, that is the Churchill undergraduate accommodation. One cool thing about Churchill is that if you apply here as an undergraduate, you'll be guaranteed accommodation on college grounds, which is not the case for many other colleges. And if you're a postgraduate student, you'll be provided accommodation for the majority of your stay here.
Thank you for such a comprehensive reply.
Yeah.
And what about postgrads? Postgrads?
Yeah, postgrads, they're guaranteed accommodation for at least the first 2 years of their PhD.
Okay, and do you like your room here?
Yeah, so the rooms are decent. I think they're quite spacious relative to the colleges. And also I think the rent is slightly below average as far as undergraduate accommodation goes. I think one of the standout features about these rooms is the big windows that all the rooms have, which is quite nice to let a lot of sunlight in, even if you are facing the north.
And you don't have lots of tourists here, right?
No, yes, that's definitely one of my favorite things about the college, is that it's slightly further out from the city centre. And so it's still fairly close, it's still like a 20-minute walk to the city centre. But because it's far away, the college can afford to kind of have a lot more open space. And obviously the lack of tourists I quite enjoy, because you can walk outside of your accommodation and, you know, not just be like trampled by a bunch of tourists. Okay, so as you can see, Churchill College has like a huge field, which is definitely one of my favorite features. Like you can walk outside of your accommodation and, you know, look into the distance, look at some green stuff, which I always think is pleasant. Sometimes people play cricket here. Then there's also a football field and a rugby field down there. A couple tennis courts, a basketball court, and also a small outside gym, which is definitely one of the best ones I've seen in the entirety of the UK, I must say. Also to this side, there is a gym, which is open 24/7, which is very convenient if you've been studying all day and in the evening you just want to exercise to, you know, get rid of the bad aura. And also in the same building, there's a music room. So if you play any instruments, you have a place where you can go and rehearse and not disturb any other students. Right now I'm standing in front of the Foursquare, more commonly referred to as the Hepsworth statue, which is one of the notable sites of this college. I mean, the style of this statue is very much, you know, consistent with the style of the whole college. So it's, you know, one of these abstract sculptures of the 60s or 70s. But yeah, oftentimes people after a formal will come outside to hang around this structure in particular. And as opposed to many other colleges, you can basically climb around it and no one will be able to tell you off for it. So one funny thing about Churchill College is in these ponds next to the entrance, there are sometimes ducks that live here. And something that I've seen a couple of times is when these ducks decide to cross the road into the pond across the road, because they're slow to cross and oftentimes they have ducklings following them, that creates like a traffic jam of up to 3 cars. And it's always funny and very cute to see that.
Mischief managed. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the tour. Watch other 30 colleges tour on my channel. And in the end, you will have a bonus tour around a hidden college of Cambridge.